Board. Board games, game books, it's what's reading out. Game books, I'm not gonna shout. I am starting off this streaming with a little bit of singing, and then later I'll be reading from this book I'm currently holding. It's all about game books. I'm not gonna shout. Game books, that's what I'm reading out. Hello, and good morning, good afternoon, good night, good wherever you are. I hope that you are generally healthy and well. Lots of love. I am Bez. This is another episode 271, wow, of Bezzy Beats and Board Game Blethering. Should there be an ing at the end of that title? Anyway, I'm easily distracted. So, I'll hear some beats from me, you'll hear some pondering, you'll hear some blethering. It's not really about board games. I mean, this is not a board game, but it is board game adjacent. Anyway, so we are reading out the Warlock of Firetop Mountain. I might be talking very briefly about an actual board game that I played yesterday in my city. Yeah, so that's what's going to be coming up today. First of all, I will have the whole previous recap and here's what happened before in a few minutes. But so just to summarize, we have been going through, we are Lady Bezebell, we are coming towards the end of our adventure. I don't know. Will we die again? Will we come to the end and then just find we don't have the keys to open this lock? Will we get lost in a maze? I don't know. We together, and along the way we've had so many good times. We've been washed up. Anyway, recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights. Recent highlights, playing games and other delights. Recent highlights. So my recent highlights were, firstly, that I decided that okay, 6 o'clock, let's go stop working, watch Simpsons with parents, hey, and let's try and play a bit of My City afterwards. We played episode 3, so we finally finished the first chapter. I think it's fine for me to say a bit of what happens in episode 3, considering it's the last chapter that you open up. The Wells, 3 out of the 4 of us managed to score for our well. One of us didn't quite manage it, gave up, just covered it, but I think everyone's on board and everyone's quite interested to see where it goes. No one's, at the edge of their seats or anything, but yesterday, for the first time, I did not win, which was actually really nice because, yeah, I don't know, maybe was distracted, my head wasn't, anyway, I could make excuses, but for whatever reason, I didn't win. I scored 27, I want to say. Sibling also scored 27. I had to skip 3 buildings, 3 fairly large buildings. Maybe the well threw me off. Maybe I was finding it a bit difficult. I don't know. But anyway, I scored 27. Sibling scored 27. I lost in the tiebreak because I had 2 bits up top that were green. Sibling had 2 bits up top that had the 1 tree because Sibling had previously not managed to win and so had gotten these 2 trees. So the catch-up mechanism that Reiner Knizia has put into the game is working. So yeah, good work, Dr. Reiner Knizia. Of course, I mean, Knizia, I'm not going to say that everything that anyone makes is gold, but sure, Knizia knows what they're doing. And again, it boggles my mind that no one used these permanent additions to say, you know what, let's have some ownership. I mean, I'm sure that someone must have done this before in a legacy game, but just to say, okay, every game, the person in last person who didn't score points gets these things. Person who did score points gets. It's got a very simplistic, overarching thing. Straight away, you know it's all about these progress points are filling in little dots on the top of your player board, and it's okay. I've managed to get 5, and you've managed to get 2. You've managed to get 2. You've managed to get 2. Stat maths work out anyway. Don't. Let's not ponder it too much. You know what I mean. It's going well. We're enjoying it. Food. Had some nice cheese. Had a bit of nice goat's cheese. And so yeah, brilliant thing was a little thing which is brilliant. Indeed, what is a little thing which is brilliant? I am going to say colours. Now, I know that this is to be read. So I've actually got some more colours here, but just colours in general. I mean, I think the world for me would be a less interesting place if it weren't for colours. And I'm so glad to have these photoreceptors in my eyes able to process all these colours. Now, obviously, we've already talked about, you know, the beautiful line illustrations in this book, the way that black and white, you can draw someone's head face to something. This gorgeous illustration, which it's not naturalistic at all, but the shadows are just there to provide contrast, to make it legible, and it's wonderful stuff. But yeah, that for me is a brilliant thing. Oh, Matthew just raided. Hello, Matthew. I hope that you're doing well. Hello. Hello, Xate. Hello, Nicholas. Hello, Matthew. Oh, goat's cheese is the goat. I don't get that. I don't get that pun at all. I'm sorry. Hello, Rob. And cool. Xate's also got a subscription for Erin Shea Live. I see. Happy United Cheesewell crew. And yeah, excellent. I'm glad to hear that, Matthew. And I'm looking forward to when it's going to be like another 2 weeks away. But yeah, I'm looking forward to having you back on. And hello, Kota. So I was just talking about a brilliant thing, which was all about colours and just enjoying the fact that, you know, even though this might just be red, you know, we've got all the blues and the greens and the browns and the yellows and everything going on, and just colours are cool. So yeah, colours. That's what. Am I well or am I unwell? Or you are well or are you well? I'm well, I think. Like, I'm definitely amused by that. So, but yeah, it's lovely, lovely, lovely to see you all. Today we are having another bit of this book. Next week is going to be Harley, and the week after is going to be Game Jam. So there will be a wee bit of variation. So it's not always necessarily just this. Because I noticed that I am starting to have a bit of a weekly schedule, which has been fun. I'm actually going to get into that in a wee bit. Oh my God. Happy morning to you too. So anyway, if anyone else has anything that you want to say, colours or any recent things or any questionably quick questions, go for it. Shout out whatever you want. Questionably quick question I always ask myself is, where am I? What time is it? It is 10:09. I am looking over yonder at a Glaswegian sky with bare trees and rooftops, all a slate grey as the blanket of white comes crashing down onto the chimneys. That is where I am. Oh, there's no gorilla emotes. Oh, did your subscription run out or what happened there? But feel free to comment, ask questions, fun like follow. I'm going to give these things a wee bit of a shake because they happen to be covered in bits of paint from. I really need to clean this desk. And yeah, let's try and work out where we are. I wrote a box around 218. So maybe that is it. Nope, that is not it. M37, was that it? I really should. Ah, yes. This is where we got into the maze. We've just entered a maze. So, as we start up this book, I am going to recap from everyone. So what do I do here? What am I doing right now? I am about to do part 4 of reading The Warlock of Firetop Mountain. So for those who don't know, this was the first ever book released by Ian Livingstone and Steve Jackson. When Ian Livingstone was asked by Penguin to write a book about role-playing games, Ian Livingstone said, rather than write a book about role-playing games, what if I write a book that lets you feel like you're in a role-playing game? They said, that sounds interesting. And so game book number 1. And now there's like well over 50 of them. And so, yeah, we're going to go back where it all began. I'm going to do a quick recap, and then we will get on with reading. And as we're reading, you're going to be helping me decide whether we go left or right, or smash goblins in, or don't smash goblins in, or open box. We've basically decided we're going to open every box. But anyway, we will kind of do these things together, and then what? Then we will see how it all ends. Also, there's going to be plenty of commentary along the way. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Thanks for popping in, Eric Fuse 911. Okay, so to get on with that, yep. So part 1. What happened in part 1? So part 1, we are Lady Bezebell I, the Boastful Baroness from Brombury. We started off with our luck potions. We've started off with 10 bits of rations, each of which gives us 4 stamina, and we've only got 4 left. But somehow we lost our shield. The book, it has a few holes, I'm going to admit. We lost our shield, but see, it's all good. We are just... Then part 2, we entered the dungeon. We established that we're opening every door, opening every box, and we slaughtered some goblins. We rescued a human just to hear the information, but we are self-centered, bloodthirsty jerks. We are not good people. This is the thing about this game book. Then part 3, attempt 1, we went west, crossed the river despite Xate trying to kill our character, and we eventually died because of a vampire. Part 3, attempt 2, we turned the other way thanks to Dina. We discovered a jewel in the eye of a cyclops. We had a fierce battle with the Cyclops. We were almost killed, but then using this jewel, we managed to hold it up to a painting with the Warlock of Firetop Mountain, which seemed to come alive with a little bit of the energy of Warlock of Firetop Mountain. And now we have crossed the river again. We have been smacked in the head by some weird, skeleton people. I don't know what went on. We managed to overcome the vampire this time around thanks to some trinkets that we picked up, and now we are entering stage 4. It's not the most exciting. So now we get into the, let's say, part that I'm not so enthusiastic about. So, standing at the crossroads, do you turn? You may go either north, turn to 366, west, turn to 11, or south. So north, west, or south. No information, but first person to suggest the direction, I will go that way. Stand east. No, north, west, or south. Yeah. Okay. If no one these are the kind of directions that I don't like. I mean, and I'm just going to ramble on until, and if no one's mentioned anything for a while, I'll just roll a die or something. Where's my normal size dice? I can't see them. I'll use the tiny dice. These are like 3 millimeters tall. I honestly don't know how big these are. But yeah, it's okay. I get that it's a map making game, but that's just not what I wanted. I wanted a game to spark my imagination, to be like, okay, do you run towards the sound or do you stay away from it? Do you like that river? That was a good point. Like where we were crossing it, going into the piranhas or swimming away from them, going towards the crocodile, and then we did. And yeah. Oh my gosh, someone on YouTube made exactly the same joke. Hello, Camlangio Harris East. It is either north, west, or south. I am just. So, I mean, yeah, I guess this is what D&D is. D&D, it's like. So for so many people, D&D is just a let's navigate this place, let's have a battle, let's. It's got some great combat mechanisms, but it's just not the interesting part for me, at least. Just a sec, I'm going to get rid of this jumper. Okay, so in the absence of any choice, I'm going to pick the first one, which is north, 366. Okay. You are following a passageway which leads ahead to the north. After several meters, it bends sharply to the east. You continue eastwards until you eventually come across a narrow opening in the north wall. You may go through this opening, turn to 89, or continue eastwards, turn to 62. So this is a kind of decision that I quite like. Okay, so there's a narrow opening. You've got a bit of evocative flavor text about what's going on. We can see, okay, are we going to go into that opening? It seems enticing. Maybe there's a spider or a creature or a ghoulie in there, or maybe we just continue eastwards. And I mean, I'm in favor of investigating these wee crags, but let me know what you think. So 18, investigate or not? Let's go with 89. You climb through the opening and find yourself at the top of a narrow staircase leading downwards. Cautiously, you descend the stairs. Turn to 286. The narrow staircase is cut into the rock, and there are about 20 steps leading down. At the bottom of the steps, a passageway leads you into a large open chamber. This chamber stinks of putrefying flesh. The smell is so bad that you are tempted to turn back. 3 bodies lie in the chamber. You may either search the bodies or tiptoe quietly through the room. What will you do? Will you search the first body? Will you search the second body? Will you search the third body? Or will you ignore them all and tiptoe through the room? I mean, we are just skullduggery. I'm just going to do a wee stretch. EU says, hello, Timmy. We are reading Warlock of Firetop Mountain, and we're deciding whether to touch dead bodies or whether to just tiptoe through and leave. Okay. We can leave. So 107. You tiptoe through the room, up a narrow staircase, standing up at the top of the stairs in a passage. That was easy, you think? And you begin to have second thoughts about whether it would have been worthwhile to search the bodies. If you wish to return and search the bodies, starting with the third, turn to 148. If you wish to press on, turn to 197. So are you sure that we don't want to search the bodies? I mean, so you definitely don't want to touch dead bodies? I mean, I think we've got a couple of people saying, yeah. I do not want to touch corpses. Gross. Yep, right on. I can get behind that. And yeah, I can totally get behind that. Pew, 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 pew. Zappy, zappy. Yeah, that could be fun. At the top of the stairs, the passage turns sharply to the east. As you pause to get your bearings, you hear a creaking in the rock behind you. You spin round in time to see a heavy portcullis drop to seal off the passage behind you. Your only way now is forward. You may either press on forward, turn to 48, or may check the walls for secret passages. Turn to 295. So do we press forwards or check for secret passages? I mean, we've already got, I'm actually going to have a look. How old were the bodies? What was that? 286. Well, it stank of putrefying flesh. It was so bad that we were tempted to turn back. So anyway, we've moved past him. The portcullis has dropped. We are locked away from the bodies. I mean, too late. No. We've still got our glove. We've still got our gloves. We threw out a gold. But, yep. So, do we investigate, looking round for secret passages? Secret, where is it? 197. Do we check the walls for secret passages, or do we press on forward? Any preferences? Pressing forwards or secret passages? Hello, Michael. It is lovely to see you. We are in the middle of a maze, and we are deciding whether to check for secret passages or whether we should press on forwards. And in a sense, like whenever you've got an option like this, it's always like, you've given me the option. I feel like I want to take the option to check for secret passages, because how often does a GM or a book tell you, hey, do you want to check for secret passages? Okay. Yeah, CR similarly minded. Okay, 295. You find no secret passages. However, your explorations attract some sort of creature, and as you listen, you can hear something coming down the corridor towards you. To find out what sort of wandering monster you have come across, turn to 161. You must fight the creature, and if you defeat it, you may press on down the passageway by turning to 48. However, at section 161, you will not be told where to progress to, so write down 48 now, so you know where to go to after 161. Okay, so apparently we should have just gone straight to 48. So, yeah, we've got a random encounter, and this is quite an interesting one where they force you to write down a number just to have a random encounter. I'm going to use these teeny tiny dice, and if I can get the bag to be open, man. Let's go with, do you see how cute and teeny tiny they are? Look, they're, okay. It kind of bounces all around. Okay, a 2. Make sure you have noted the reference as instructed on the last page. You will return to that reference after dealing with the creature you are about to encounter. Like, I get what they're going for, but it's just a bit clunky and mechanical, isn't it? Your tappings, I guess, to be fair, that is also the nature of D&D, so trying to get D&D in the book, yeah, D&D is kind of clunky and mechanical, so yeah, it carries on. So, your tappings and scrapings at the rock face as you search for secret doors and passageways resound through the dungeon corridors. Various creatures roam freely through the underworld, and your noises have just attracted the attentions of one of the following monsters. Roll 1 die, consult the table below and over to find out what has come to investigate. Fight the creature as normal. Wandering monsters never carry any treasure. If you defeat this monster, return to the reference you have noted. And then we have a little reference sheet. So die rolls 1, 2, or 3. Goblin, Orc, Gremlin, skill 5, 6, 6, 3, 3, 4. And you can see the skill and the stamina gets increasingly big. It's never terrible, but 6 is pretty bad. But as it happened, we rolled a 2. So we have a Orc of skill 2, stamina 3. So rolling for us. Wait, rolling for the enemy first. 11 plus 6 is 17. 8 plus 11 is 19. We hit it. Okay, we've got a 1 and a 3. 4 plus 6 is 10, and we will definitely hit it, and that's it dead. And that was not the most exciting thing, but hey, that is the nature of these random dungeons. Lots of love, and just for clarity, Will Cook for Board Games is actually a person named Xate. So, yeah. And that's, yeah. But back to 48. You are in an east-west corridor. If you go east, you will turn a corridor northwards. To go this way, turn to 391. To go west, turn to 60. So do we want to go east and then north, or do we want to go west? I know what the popular choice in the past has been, but yeah, people have arbitrarily chosen west in the past, but what are you thinking? Shall we? This is east. Hello, CD. It is lovely to see you, and I hope that you are doing well. A late night for you, I guess. CD says east. You are... So we went east, it turned north. You are at the south end of a north-south corridor, looking northwards. You see a passage coming off from the east wall. Do you want to go up this passage? Turn to 52. To check for secret passages as you walk northwards, turn to 362. Or to go south, following a bend to the west, turn to 48. So basically, do we want to go back, which feels a bit pointless? Do we want to go up the passage, or do we want to check for secret passages? What do people say? Carry on, check, investigate. I mean, I know that last time we checked and investigate, we ran into a random encounter, but I still believe that, checking and investigating could be good times. I'm feeling confident about this. Wait a minute. That was 39. Sorry, I wrote the wrong thing. 391. So that's where we are. Let's investigate. Darn straight. Let's get to it. Okay. There can't be another orc. Surely. Check for secret passages, 362. Okay. As you try the walls, up the passageways, a secret door opens up along the west wall. Turn to 177. Keeping up the suspense, that's a nice little part of the game. You are standing in a north-south passage. To the north, you can see a passage off to the east. To investigate, turn to 52. That's somewhere that we were given that direction a moment ago. To the south, the passage turns westward. You may go to the southern end of this passage by turning to 391, which is where we were before. In this west wall in front of you is a secret door. To go through this, turn to 175. So, out of all of those options, so we've got 3 options. 2 of them are options that we've had before. One takes us just back to where we already were. One takes us to potential that we didn't see, but let's go to 175. And just for clarity, for those in the comments, my pronouns are on this little box, so please use one of them, or I am going to give you a wee timeout because you've already been told. "175. You are standing in a narrow corridor. Behind you is a secret door to the east. To go through the door, turn to 177. To walk to the crossroads, turn to 267. Eric, this is your final warning, Eric. If you use gendered pronouns towards me in the fashion that you're doing again, then I'm going to ask for you to just have a wee timeout. Okay. And hello, Alex. It's lovely to see you. So we're going to a crossroads, 267. You now stand at a crossroads. To go north, turn to 312. To go south, turn to 246. To go west, turn to 79. To go east, turn to 349. This is interesting because none of these tie in with where we were, with the numbers of where we were before, even though there's been a lot of previous, hey, just go back and forth. And I'm not even sure where exactly we came from. So, yeah. How are people feeling? Do people prefer some arbitrary direction? Right. So now stand at the crossroads. There is no description. To go north, turn to 312. To go south, turn to 246. To go west, turn to 79. To go east, turn to 349. I think that we've entered a maze. This is towards the end of the book, I believe. And I think that without writing down these options, I just would have gotten lost. I'm ready to pick any of them randomly. Let me know what you think. Val 17. Yep, none of these seem to have been places that we have been to before, so I genuinely do not know. If no one has an opinion, I will suggest the first one, 312. You follow a long, narrow passageway which goes north, then west, then north again, and you eventually find yourself at a crossroads. Turn to 308. Wow. This is really another crossroads. I mean, I get that you wanted to put a map into thing in this book, but this is getting a bit tiring. You are standing at a crossroads. To the west, the passageway goes on a few meters and turns northwards. To the north, the passageway ends at a door. To the east, the passage continues and eventually turns southwards. Looking south, the passage goes on as far as you can see. To go west, turn to 187. That's not somewhere we've been before. To go north, turn to 54. To go south, turn to 160. To go east, turn to 354. So, yeah, I'm guessing one of the options would take us back to where we came from, but it's intentionally not telling us which is which, just to confuse us. I think the intention of this book right now at this section is to make us feel lost, and it's actually doing a really good job of that. I'm going to write down all these numbers just to help with the planning. So 187, 54, 160, or 354. And so, yep. Let's go for 354 arbitrarily, because yeah, no one's okay. You are standing at a bend in the passage where you may go either west or south. Okay, at least now I know. Now I know to go west. Turn to 308. Okay, at least now we know that that would take us right back to where we were. To go south, turn to 52. If you want to check for secret passages on the way westwards, turn to 14. If you want to check for secret passages as you go south, turn to 234. I mean, that's basically asking us, do we want to continue? Do we want to continue and check for secret passages? Or do we want to, go backwards and check for secret passages? What do you think? I'm going to try and draw a map, and so 52, 14, or 234. Any options? And yeah, Nicholas, I'm right on. It's definitely getting that sense of frustration, that sense of feeling lost, that sense of not knowing where you are. And it does it well. I mean, if this is what Steve Jackson, and clearly it's what they were aiming for, and it does a wonderful job of doing this. Always secret passages, just lots to choose from. Okay, so are we secret passaging forwards or behind us? Let's go forwards. 14. 14. Okay. There are no signs of any secret passages. But you suddenly hear footsteps coming towards you. To find out what is coming, turn to 161. You must fight this creature. If you defeat the monster, turn to 117. Note this reference so you know where to return to. So you've got exactly the same thing. We're going through the dungeon. There were no secret passages. And then we go to 161, which seems to be another new section. And so, yep, 14. Oh, wait, so it's 117, which, yeah, that is also another new section, 117. Okay, so 161, We know what happens here. Make sure you have noted the reference as instructed on the last page. You will return to that reference after dealing with the creature you are about to encounter. Your tappings and scrapings at the rock face as you search for secret doors and passageways resound through the dungeon corridors. Various creatures roam freely through the underworld, and your noises have just attracted the attentions of one of the following monsters. Roll 1 die. It's a 4. Consult the table below and over to find out what has come to investigate. Fight the creature as normal. Wandering monsters never carry any treasure. If you defeat this monster, return to the reference you have noted. So number 4 is a giant rat. Skill 5, stamina 4. So 5 plus 4, we hit it once anyway. 5 plus 8, 13. And we've got skill 11, so yep, we hit it, and it is dead. And that was just a waste of time. Just another monster that we can easily defeat, and we turn to 117. 117. You are in an east-west passageway. To go east, turn to 354. To go west, turn to 308. Okay, so I'm making a note. So both of these, this is a good sign. So both of these are places that we have been to before. This is my kind of map. So do we want to go to 308, which was a crossroads, or do we want to go to, wait, was that 354, which is where we were searching for secret passages? Do we want to go back to 354 and then search for secret passages in the other direction? What do you think? Do we get loot? No, it says wandering monsters never carry any treasure. Apparently, I don't think we've ever... Yeah, I guess some of them might have pockets, like trolls or something might have pockets, but yeah, we never get any treasure. So, what do you think? Shall we go back? Okay, going back and then checking the secret passages. So we go to 354. 354. You're standing at a bend in the passage where you may go either west or south. To go west, turn to 308. To go south, turn to 52. If you want to check for secret passages on the way westwards, turn to 714, which is where we went, and there weren't any. If you want to check for secret passages as you go south, turn to 234, and that is our final option, 234. So let's turn to that and find out what happens. You find no secret passages. Okay, fine. However, your rummagings attract the attentions of something sinister. I like that they've used another adjective. Turn to 161 to discover what has appeared in the passageway in front of you. Fight this monster. If you defeat the creature, you can continue up the passageway by turning to 43. Write down 43 so you will know where to go. You can see why, as a child, you might just be thinking, I'm not going to bother fighting it. I'm going to turn to 43, but I promise, going to actually throw the dice for all of these bits. So 43 and 161. Let's see. Yeah, I hoped a bit of leather or something, but loot here is greatly simplified, which suits the format actually. Yep, 100%. Make sure you have noted the reference as instructed on the last page. You will return to that reference after dealing with the creature you're about to encounter. Your tappings and scrapings at a rock face as you search through secret doors and passageways resound through the dungeon corridors. Various creatures roam freely through the underworld, and your noises have just attracted the attentions of one of the following monsters. Roll 1 die. It's a 2. Boom. Consult the table below and over to find out what has come to investigate. Fight the creature as normal. Wandering monsters never carry any treasure. If you defeat this monster, return to the reference you have just noted. So number 2 is an orc. It is skill 6, so it's a little bit harder. Stamina 3. 6 plus 7 is 13. We just need to roll a 3. Yep, hits it. 6 plus 8 is 14. And we need to roll a 4. Yep, we hit it, and it is dead, and now we can go to 43. Another wee waste of time. 43. You are in a north-south passageway. To go north, turn to 354. So that takes us back to where we were. To go south, turn to 52. So I'm drawing little arrows. Okay, so 52 is, if we go to 354, literally the only option we've not done is 52. So I'm just going to make a judgment call and go to 52. And at 52, you are standing at a T-junction where a passage to the east comes off a north-south corridor. I mean, come on. These cardinal directions, they're not interesting. I don't want to hear about these cardinal directions. I don't want to hear north or east. Or I guess it makes, guess it makes sense, but I don't know. I feel like this is more useful for me, like just writing down the numbers of where we've been, so I can be like, yeah, that's where we need to go. To go south, turn to 391. To check for secret passages on the way southwards, turn to 362. To go north, turn to 354. By the way, north is where we just came from. To check for secret passages on the way northwards, turn to 234, which we've already done. To go east, turn to 291. People are suggesting that I draw a map, but I've got the numbers here, so I can already see, like 354, we've already been there. 234, we've already investigated there, so I can sort of, I can already see what's going on. Don't worry, I've got it under control. It's all good. And I do not get that reference at all. I'm sorry. So 52. What were the options? To go south, turn to 391. This appears to be a new option. To check for secret passages on the way southwards, turn to 362. Also new. To go north, turn to 354. That's an old option. To check for secret passages on the way northwards, turn to 234. We have already been there. To go east, turn to 291. Okay, so there are 3 new options. So we can either go south, check for secret passages south, or turn east. Which one do you want? South, secret passages south, or turn east? I mean, I think I know what CD is going to say. You're going to say secret passages, aren't you? I mean, you know what? Like, this is a game about, I guess, map drawing is making notes is part of this game, really. East, okay. Alex jumps in there. 291. 291. Sorry, this is all becoming much of a muchness. You're standing in the middle of an east-west corridor. To the east is a dead end, which you can investigate by turning to 315. Okay, 315. To the west is a familiar junction. To go this way, turn to 52. And it's familiar because we literally just came from there. We literally just came from there. Another passageway, quite a short one, leads off to the north and ends in a large wooden door. If you wish to try the door, turn to 227. So we could go back and then try the secret passageway. We could go to the dead end. We could investigate the dead end. Oh yeah, I'm down with CD. And I don't even know how I'm going to do this, but fine, we can. I mean, Alex, what what am I even meant to do when this comes up? What does that even mean? What does that even mean? I mean, in the context of any other day when I'm not reading this book, what does that even mean? I have no idea, but I'm going to let you decide when it comes up. Okay, checking out the dead end. What was it, 315? Yep, 315. The dead end appears to have no secret passageways, but you can check by turning to 306. If you don't want to double check, turn to 291. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. So we've decided that we're going to investigate, and it says, hey, are you sure you want to investigate? I mean, I think you're fairly sure you want to investigate, right? And walk further. Check by going to 306. We're going to investigate, aren't we? Surely we're going to investigate. And go east. It's like, there's a song, isn't there? Go west. And thanks for explaining the reference, Nicholas. Let's investigate. 306. I'm making just a 306. You know what? Alex, you were totally right. You still find no secret passageways, but coming towards you down the corridor, you can see a creature-like shape. To find out what is coming towards you, turn to 161 and prepare to fight. If you kill the creature you encounter, you can go back along the corridor, turn to 291. And doop, doop, doop. Turn to 291. Write down this number so you know where to return to. So we go to our old familiar 161. We have no option to run away. Well, we could try our luck to run away, but we're pretty strong anyway. We're kill 11. None of these monsters are going to hurt us. Make sure you have noted this reference as instructed on the last page. You will return to that reference after dealing with the creature you're about to encounter. Just a second. Your tappings and scrapings at the rock face as you search for secret doors and passageways resound through the dungeon corridors. Various creatures roam freely through the underworld, and your noises have just attracted the attentions of one of the following monsters. Roll one die. It's a 3. Consult the table below and over to find out what has come to investigate. Fight the creature as normal. Wandering monsters never carry any treasure. If you defeat this monster, return to the reference you have noted. And it is a gremlin. Still just skill 6. 6 plus 10 makes 16. 16. So we rolled an 8. We hit it. 6 plus 6 is 12. And for ourselves, we rolled a 4. We hit it, and it is dead. And now we go back to 291. You are standing in the middle of an east-west corridor. To the east is a dead end, which you can investigate by turning to 315. That is what we just did. To the west is a familiar junction. To go this way, turn to 52. So we could still go back to 52 and check for secret passages going south if we want. Another passageway, quite a short one, leads off to the north and ends in a large wooden door. If you wish to try the door, turn to 227. And yeah, try the door or go back and check for these things. Oh, it is a ceramic bowl with little pinky dice that, but I'm glad you enjoy that. And yeah, exactly. We're just going smack, smack, smack. So tell me what you think. Door or secret passages back in the past? Door or secret passages? Let me know what you think. Yeah, I've drawn a lot of arrows showing which ways we can. Door. Okay. Oh, thanks. Door. Okay, door is 227. 227. Oh my gosh, there's a wee picture with the caption, "Sitting in the room around a wooden table are 4 tiny men with weathered skin and long bushy beards." That's quite stylized. You can see a lot of smoke emanating. I love the way that this smoke is rendered. It's, very reminiscent of the era of that Dungeons and Dragons. I love also the way that the frame ends with this billow of clouds of smoke. As always, Russ Nicholson, you have truly excelled yourself. I think this is a masterful illustration. Nice work. Yeah. So, yeah, that's, oh my gosh, look at these haggard features and, yeah, like seeing all the cards. Like, let's see some of those close-ups. Some of these expressions. Wild one. Yeah, that is gorgeous. Anyway, 227. The door opens and you find yourself in a small, smoke-filled room. Sitting in the room around a wooden table are 4 tiny men, each about 1 meter tall, but all are apparently fully mature, with weathered skin and long bushy beards. They are cursing, laughing, and joking as they play a card game. Each one is leaning back on his tiny chair, puffing a long clay pipe. On the table are a number of copper coins and 4 mugs of ale. As you walk in, their merriment stops. They are under your guard, but don't appear to be too dangerous. One stands up and makes some comments about your lack of manners, not knocking before you came in. The others nod their agreement. Do you? Chat to them and try to befriend them. 131. Turn to 131. Apologize, bow, and leave the room. Turn to 291, which is just where we came from. Offer to join in their card game. Turn to 100. Or draw your sword and go for the leader. Turn to 20. If you have already been in this room, you find it's empty, turn to 291. So this sounds like a side adventure. Not a bad picture, says Nicholas. It feels odd that they would actually be where we encountered them, behind a random door in a maze, as if it were an office building. Yeah, it's kind of like, maybe this is just a really badly constructed office. I think that's what it is, that it's just because we didn't really know what was going on, and we spent so much time looking for secret passageways, and it probably just feels a lot more like, but yeah, it is a weird one. So someone wants to know about their game. Friendliness, make friends. So try to befriend them or join in the game. I'm all about this. So make friends, apologize, and okay. Making friends shouldn't be an alternative to joining the game. It might be their office. Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's see. How many votes? So we've got, this is to help me out. Okay, after hi-ho, let me try and count friends versus game. So Michael says, Michael wants to make friends. Nicholas is the game. Maya says, oh, wait. We've got 2 votes for both. I would apologize, then try to make friends by joining the game. Nah, in this book, if you apologize, it's saying apologize, bow, and leave the room, and then we don't get a chance. So yeah, but yeah, I agree. Like, maybe if we try to befriend them, they will invite us to the game. Maybe if we join in the game, maybe we're kind of muscling in. Maybe they're like, hey, wait a minute, this is a 4-player game. Are trying to join in the game. We don't even know what we're playing, but yeah. No, you can't knock, then re-enter. It says at the bottom, if you've already been in this room, you find it's empty, turn to 291. Go to the average of all the page numbers. Is 291, join in is 100. Okay, I'm going to just draw 1, 2, 3 wee lines to remind myself. We'll befriend them 1, 3, 1. Okay. If you re-entered a mysterious leave, exactly. Okay, we'll befriend them 1, 3, 1, because there is no clear consensus. Oh, you chat about various things, and they seem eager to be friendly. They feel lonely in the dungeon, with so much evil about, and are happy to speak to visitors of a lawful disposition. Ah, I see where this is coming from, this kind of fighting fantasy. I mean, apparently you're lawful. Just because other people are evil, then apparently you're good just slaughtering all of them. No, I don't think that we are as good and lawful as this seems to be suggesting. And also, evil and lawful are not opposite ends of the spectrum. It's evil and good. And sorry, the whole thing about good, neutral, evil, like it's. I much prefer Magic the Gathering, where black isn't an evil color. It's just that it's self-centered, it's motivated. Exactly. We are soaked in orc blood. And yeah, it's all about killing those, but those we want to make friends with, arbitrarily, they are good. Yeah. Anyway, they tell you that you are in the maze of Zagor. The only way out is to go deeper into the dungeon. Tell you through the dungeon is the way through the maze is to leave the room, turn right, left, keep going straight, and then they begin to get a bit vague. They're not entirely sure it's correct. You may, if you wish, eat a meal from your provisions, but you will have to share it with them, and thus will only gain half the normal stamina points. Eventually, you thank them and leave the room. Turn to 291. Okay, so apparently that says we never get. What? You're standing in the middle of an east-west corridor. To the east is a dead end, which you can investigate by turning to 315. We've already done that. There's nothing. To the west is a familiar junction. To go this way, turn to 52. That's the only way we can go. Another passageway, quite a short one, leads off to the north and ends in a large wooden door. If you wish to try the door, turn to 227. And if we enter the door, there's nothing there. So we are making a decision and we are going to 52. 52. You're standing at a T-junction where a passage to the east comes off a north-south corridor. To go south, turn to 391. We have not been there. To check for secret passages on the way southwards, turn to 362. We've not been there either. To go north, turn to 354. We've been there and explored quite a bit. To check for secret passages on the way northwards, turn to 234. We've been there, there's nothing. To go east, turn to 291. And yeah, that's where we just came from. So basically, we're going south. Secret passage. Yep, right on. Yeah, Nicholas, we are clearly biased. Tiny men good, tiny orc bad. We are such... I don't know if racist is the correct word, but 362. Let's see what happens. Ooh, as you try the walls up the passageway, a secret door opens up along the west wall. Oh, turn to 177. Okay, here I appreciate them. I'm not a big fan of turn this way, turn that way when you've only got one option, but here, yeah, I can dig it. 177. You're standing in a narrow corridor. Wait, no, 177. You're standing in a north-south passage. To the north, you can see a passage off to the... That is the one we came from, just to... To the south, the passage turns westwards. You may go to the southern end of the passage by turning to 391. That is the one that we tried to go to a minute ago. In the west wall, in front of you, is a secret door. To go through this, turn to 175. Okay, I'm just making a note. That and 52. And if you don't say 175, something is serious. I mean, it's got to be the secret door. Come on, surely. Now we go down. Wait a minute. Have we been here? Oh, we have been here before. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah. This is disappointing. 175. I'm going to draw a star to remind. Okay. You're standing in a narrow corridor. Behind you is a secret door to the east. Ahead of you is a crossroads. To go through the door, turn to 177. That's where we just came from. To walk to the crossroads, turn to 267. At 267, we will... oh, drinking game. Every time that I read corridor, passageway, junction, or crossroads, you need to... I don't have enough water even. But thanks for the reminder. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. Yeah, we're going to go to 267. And I have just realized that I wrote down 391 and 362 twice. So, yeah, I see that we haven't been to 48. Okay, anyway. So we could go back. We could go south, and then we could go to... or we could go to the crossroads, and there's 3 directions that we don't know. Oh man, this is ridiculous and slightly discouraging. But there we go. So, yeah. Shall we go investigate the 391? Okay, I'm going to... So let's go through the door, 177. Then you're standing in the north-south passage. To the north, you see a passage off to the east. To investigate, turn to 52. To the south, the passage turns westwards. You may go to the southern end of the passage by turning to 391. In the south wall in front of you is a secret door. To go through this, turn to 175. So let's go back to 391, where we never actually went. That was really disappointing, finding the corridor. You're at the south end of a north-south passage. Looking northwards, you can see a passage coming off from the east wall. Do you want to go up this passage to 52, where we've been to every single option? To check for secret walls as you walk northwards, turn to 362, where we did go in the past. Or to go south, following a bend to the west. And I suggest we go to 48, because that is the only place we have not been so far. Hello, J. Foolsguard. We are currently embroiled in a maze. We are trying to get out of this, and we will see what happens. You are in a northeast-west corridor. If you go east, you will turn a corridor northwards. To go this way, turn to 391, where we just came from. To go west, turn to 60. So, yeah, exactly. This is the most ridiculous, frustrating, excruciating thing ever. Oh, you walk along the corridor only to find that the way westwards is blocked by a heavy portcullis. Turn to 48. Okay, 60. So 60. Okay, so turn to 48. 48 is the start of it. So if you go east, you're in an east-west corridor. If you go east, you will turn to a corner northwards. To go this way, turn to 391. To go west, turn to 60. So 391 is definitely correct. We've worked out that much. 391. We are on the right track, but how much longer I don't know. You're at the south end of a north-south corridor. Looking northwards, you can see a passage coming off from the east wall. Do you want to go up this passage? Turn to 52. 52 we've explored quite a bit. To check for secret passages as you walk northwards, turn to 362. We did 362 south. I guess it has to be 52. We are actually not following the rules of maze solving. Do you mean the thing about always following one of the walls? Let me... We were on 391, weren't we? Which rules do you mean? Pray, let us know. Okay, following one of the walls. I don't know how you can... I mean, with so many twists and turns, I remember when I initially did this, I was trying to follow it in a more geographical manner, but just found it even more confusing. 52, I see that goes... Let's go back to 362. That, although 362 will definitely just take us to 177, so maybe, and then what was 175 can go to, okay, so we go to, okay, so I think we've got to go to 362. As you try the walls of the passageway, a secret door opens up along the west wall. Turn to 177. Okay, so we go to 177, and then 177. You're standing in a north-south passage. To the north, you can see a passage off to the east. To investigate, turn to 52. To the south, the passage turns westwards. You may go to the southern end of the passage by turning to 391. In the west wall, in front of you, is a secret door. To go through this, turn to 175. So 175 takes us to the crossroads. So 175. What are you talking about? I have a map. This is my map. This is my map. This is my map. Do you want... I mean, no, I can't really... I should sort out the... yeah, I should have sorted out the overhead camera. I do apologize. I did not realize how much drawing and everything we were going to do. 175. You're standing in a narrow corridor. Behind you is a secret door to the east. Ahead of you is a crossroads. To go through the door, turn to 177, so just going straight back. To walk to the crossroads, turn to 267. So go to 267. And now there are 3 options that we've not tried before. You now stand at a crossroads. To go north, turn to 312. That's where we went last time. To go south, turn to 246. I have no idea what's there. To go west, turn to 79. To go east, turn to 349. So do we go south, west, or east? North, I'm not allowing because we've already been there. Do we go south, west, or east? Yeah. Any preference? South, west, or east? These are 3 options that I don't believe we have ever been to before. Although, where did 175? I feel like we should have been able to work out where we came from and cross off. So that was ahead of you is so maybe we came from the west. So ahead of you, behind. So we went west. So going east might be backwards. I don't know. So it's south or west. Okay, let's go east. East, says J. Guard. 349. You walk a few meters down the passage and find yourself at a dead end. You may either return to the crossroads, turn to 267, or investigate the end of the passage. turn to 30. Okay. So we are clearly going to investigate this. I mean, for goodness sake, we have to. 30. A loose stone falls out. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. A loose stone falls out to reveal a rope in the rock. If you wish to pull it, turn to 67. If you feel it would be wiser to leave it alone, you can return to the crossroads, turn to 267. I mean, yeah, we've been searching around for hours. We've had talks with weird dwarves. We've gone into a room and there's nothing but... We're just going to ignore the rope. Of course we're going to bloomin' pull it. Yep, so 267 would have just sent us back to the crossroads, and then we go to 67 to pull it and see what happens. Sorry, I'm just laughing because I've already seen... Okay, I've pulled it. Okay, I've pulled it, and you pull on the rope, and a small door swings open, revealing a passage into a north-south corridor. Will you return to the crossroads, turn to 267, or go through the secret door, turn to 177? So yeah, we've decided to pull this. Will we go back to the junction where we've been so many times, or will we go forward to somewhere where it's going to be somewhere new? I hope that I know what you're going to choose. Yeah. I'm just going to pick for you 177, clearly. Yeah, exactly. Obviously, come on. It's like, yeah, 177. It's like, why even bother asking? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We've been here before. 177. Oh, I didn't notice the map. Okay. Was that right? 67 to 177? Yeah, 177. Okay, we have been here before. Okay, I think we need to go from 17. I think it's another way because, yeah, that was yeah, both of those. Yeah, damn. We have been here before. I don't know how it works, but 177, it is exactly the number that we've been here before, I promise you. Because we were at 67, and then I realized, hey, wait a minute, 177, that's where we were before. So just to explain, that's like the corridor, and then that's the secret place, then that's the junction, so it must be one of these two places, right? It must be one of these two. I think we're going to have to go to either 246 or 79. You can just pick a number while I read out, because I'm feeling compelled to read all this. You're standing in north-south passage. To the north, you can see a passage off to the east. To investigate, turn to 52. To the south, the passage turns westwards. You may go to the southern end of the passage by turning to 391. In the west wall in front of you is the secret door. To go through this, turn to 175. 175. You're standing in the narrow corridor behind to the east. Ahead of you, the crossroads. So go through to 177. To walk to the crossroads, turn to 267. So go through 267. And now, you now stand at a crossroads, which we've been to a couple of times. To go north, turn to 312. That is where we went. We explored that, and that's where we ran into those dwarfy creatures. To go south, turn to 246. We've not been there. To go west, turn to 79. We've not been there. To go east, turn to 349. And then that kind of takes us back to where we just came from. So, do we go west or do we go south? I have no idea, but I'm strongly believing that it has to be, for goodness sake, surely it has to be one of these doors. Any preferences? If not, I'm going to turn to 79 because it happens to be first. Or maybe, yep, I'll go to 79. The passage ends in front of you in a dead end. If you wish to search for secret passageways, turn to 137. If not, return to the crossroads at 267. Okay, we're searching. We've got to search everywhere. 137. You find no secret passages, but as you press the wall, you hear a click. You feel dizzy and slump to the ground. When you come to, you do not recognize your surroundings. Turn to 354. Interesting. Oh, I was hoping that... have we been here before? 354, 354. I cannot see it. 354. Okay. You are standing at a bend in the passage where you may go either west or south. Oh yeah, we have been here. Okay, I see where... Okay, so that just takes us there. Okay, so we have been here before. Come on. This is really disappointing. I'm just going to double check that that's the right number. 137 to 354. Okay. Yep. To go west, turn to 308. And 308, there are some places that we haven't been. To go south, turn to 52. That's towards the goblins, although there's also 3 places where maybe we've not been. Sorry, dwarves. We can't check that anymore. Those options are gone. So ignore what I just said. So 308 is the only place with options we've not been. If you want to check for secret passages on the way westwards, turn to 14. We did that before, and then that took us to 308. If you want to check for secret passages as you go south, turn to 234. And we did that, and there weren't any. So there is only one option. I mean, I feel like we're at least exploring all these options. I feel like we are going to make it out the maze. That's my objective for today, just to make it out this gosh darn maze. This is so frustrating. And hello, Marcel Surco. It's lovely to see you, and I am just reading through the Warlock of Firetop Mountain. We are in a maze. It is so aggravating. We have been getting random encounter, but at least I've written down a bunch of numbers so we know where we are going. And yeah, so we're going to 308. Oh my gosh. This is ridiculous. You're standing at a crossroads. To the west, the passageway goes on a few meters and turns northwards. To the north, the passageway ends at the door. To the east, the passage continues and eventually turns southwards. Looking south, the passage goes on as far as you can see. To go west, turn to 187. We've not been there. To go north, turn to 54. We've not been there. To go south, turn to 160. Really? We've not been there? Huh. To go east, turn to 354. We have been there and we've explored everything. So do not turn to 354. I veto that. But you can go west, north, or south. I have no opinion. West, north, or south. Come on, go south, says Michael. Go south. I'm assuming based on the block capitals that Michael knows something. 160, okay. Do you remember something, Michael? You follow... No, Michael, you're wrong. Wait a minute, there's also a 246. Okay. You follow a long, narrow passageway which goes south, then east, and south again until you eventually find yourself at a crossroads. Turn to 267. 267, where there is only one option. You now stand at the crossroads. To go north, turn to 312. To go south, turn to 246. We've not been there before. To go west, turn to 79. We just went there and were knocked out. To go east, turn to 349. So we will go now to 246. We will just keep going south. 246. Okay, 246. You set off south along a cobbled passageway. It swings west, then south, then west again, until you find yourself at a freeway junction. Have we not been here? Okay, there's just so many freeway junctions, I guess. Okay, to go north, turn to 329. I don't think we've been there before. To go west, turn to 180. I don't think we've been there before. To go back east, turn to 70. Okay, let me make a note of these numbers. 70, 180, 329. Okay, and now north. Okay, so I'm assuming someone's looked up something from the internet. You set off and find yourself in the middle of a north-south passageway. There is a door in the western wall of the passage. Opposite the door is a passage going off eastwards. To the north, you can see a door some meters ahead. To the south, you see a junction. Which will you choose? The door in the west wall. Turn to 157. Okay, let me actually... I feel like I need a new bit of paper. I'm going to have to write on the back of something. Here's that. Okay. 329. Carrying on. So the door in the west wall is 157. The door in the north is 329. 392. Eastwards is 299, or southwards is 238. So, I mean, doors are exciting. To the south, you can see a junction. So let's go there, suggests Nicholas. Sure, 238. Oh, we're still not... You are at a freeway junction. You can go east to go to 70. I'm fairly sure. Yeah. So 70 we had the option of before, but we never went. Or we can go west. Turn to 180. So basically we just went straight back to where we came from. I mean, yeah, I'm going to veto like any of these shenanigans again. I'm going to go back to 329. So you set off and find yourself in the middle of a north-south passageway. There is a door in the western wall of the passage. Opposite the door is a passage going off eastwards. To the north, you can see a door some meters ahead. To the south, you can see a junction. Which will you choose? And yep, it's because I wrote it on a new bit of paper that I actually got confused. So that was 329. Where did it come from? 246. Wait a minute. What did we... 238, yeah, was the same. Interesting, weird. Okay, anyway, so go east. Really? 29. The passageway runs east for several meters and then runs north. You walk a long way northwards. You may check for secret passages along the way. Turn to 260, or simply proceed northwards. Turn to 359. So 260 or 359. Have whoever put this maze in the book have committed game design crimes, if you ask me, says J Fool's Guard. Oh, let's go check for secret passageways, right? 260, surely. If we're here, we might as well. You find no secret passages. If you're on your way north... So, no, that's really bad. If you're on your way north, turn to 359. If you're going south, turn to 329. I mean... Yeah, so... It's basically just taking us to where we would have gone anyway. 359, okay. But really, that's bad design, kind of not telling us before we go that we need to remember something. I'm not down with that. Anyway, 359. You are at a crossroads. To go north, turn to 190. To go south, turn to 94. To go east, turn to 121. To go west, turn to 385. I should have vetoed all of you and said it's through one of the doors. I should have done that. Why? Okay. 190, 94, 121, 385. Okay, let's. I insist that portraying frustration with such fidelity is a big risk. I don't think that the payoff will be big enough to balance it out. 385. 385. I'm just going randomly. 385. You travel westwards for several paces, then the passage turns to the north. Some way up, you reach a junction. You may go south, turn to 114, or west, turn to 297. Is that right? No, we've not been there before. To the north, the passage ends shortly at a dead end. If you wish to go here, turn to 398. So, 114. 297 or 398. I suggest we go through the dead end and see what happens. So 398. You feel around the rock face at the end of the passage. One rock comes free and reveals a small knob with a handle on the end. Will you push it? Turn to 364 or pull it? Turn to 12. Oh, okay. This sounds like a completely arbitrary decision. We have zero information. Maybe if we'd gone through one of the doors, we might have found out. I don't know. Maybe we should have gone through the doors. But as it is, we have no information. It's just completely arbitrary. Will we push or pull? 364 or 12? Okay. 364 or 12. What do you think? Push or pull? It's completely arbitrary. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm honestly not looking ahead. Presumably one of them is going to hit us and hurt us a wee bit, but we will get to carry on just with a wee bit more damage. I don't really care at this point. I just want to be out of this thing. And so I'm going to, by the time I finish having this drink, if there isn't a comment that I see, I'm going to just choose the first one. I probably should take extra water when I'm, on Wednesdays. Anyway, 364. So what are we doing? We are pushing it. We are pushing the lever. 364. As you push the knob, a small stone doorway slides open. You can either ignore it and return to the junction, turn to 256, or you can climb through, turn to 373. You must make your decision quickly as the door shuts of its own accord in a minute's time. You know what, keeps me thinking, how are we going to get this treasure out of the dungeon? I mean, honestly, it feels like we're going to be trapped. I feel like this is a fool's errand. But I do think that for sure when this book was released, people maybe had a bit more time, and there weren't as many things competing for our attention. You know, in the 80s, there wasn't the internet, there wasn't quite the thing. Yeah, obviously we're going through. Yeah. So what was it? 364. It was either 256 or climb through. 373. 373. You're at the south end of a north-south passageway at a dead end. If you go northwards, you will reach a crossroads. Turn to 85. Ah. You're at a crossroads. To go north, so that took us to 85. Yeah, I wonder if our society has become more insistent on immediacy. Possibly, but you know, I was listening to someone talking about, I think it was one of Mark Rosewater's recent podcasts, where someone that Mark Rosewater was chatting to was talking about the Desert Bus thing, where they just play Desert Bus for literally a week. And clearly there's people, I mean, I don't, anyway, you're at a cross, I mean, the whole notion of streaming, it's quite a weird one because there is such, and we have like a review along the way and we have some chat, but there's also all this blethering and shenanigans. So maybe, I don't know, anyway. 85, you're at a crossroads. To go north, turn to 106. To go south, turn to 373. To go east, turn to 319. To go west, turn to 59. Oh, surely one of them is where we just came from. Let me double check. 373 was where we just left. And we were traveling north. So going south means that we should... Oh yeah, going south, 373, that's literally just the same number. Then 318, 59, or 106. So north, east, or west? North, east, or west? If anyone has a strong preference, then say quickly. Otherwise, I am turning to the first one. 106. Okay. I see something's happening in page 106, but I'm going to keep you in suspense because I'm going to go stretching time, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and a wee bit this way, a wee bit this way, and a wee bit twisty, turny. Okay. I already made the decision. I went to 106, and I'm not going back on this. Because 106, you're not taking this away from me, Jay Fool's Guard. You're not taking this away from me. The passageway ahead runs northwards for some time. You may rest along the passage to eat provisions. Okay, do we rest? Let me check the thing. Our stamina is stamina 16. We are 14 out of 16. We are fairly healed. It's all good. We have not taken any damage. Okay. It then bends to the west and begins to get quite narrow. You reach a small rocky arch, which you will have to stoop to get through. On the other side of the arch, you pause and look around. You are in a large cavern which disappears into distant blackness. The cavern is partially lit by natural light, which streams in through a hole in the roof. You cannot see a way through. As you shine your lantern around the cavern, you hear a rumble. A dull glow flickers in the blackness. Suddenly, a jet of fire shoots from the depths of the cavern, narrowly missing you and singeing the mossy growths on the wall. You throw yourself onto the ground and look up to see a large dragon stalking out of the darkness towards you. Smoke curls from its nostrils. Its scaly red skin glistens with an oily covering. The beast is some 15 meters long. How will you attack the creature? Draw your sword and prepare to attack. Turn to 152 or search your memory for another means of attack. And I do want to remind everyone that we have had the spell. We did get the spell earlier on, but there is a beautiful illustration, and I'm just going to show it to all of you. That is quite a nice dragon. I am looking at it though and seeing that the dragon on the front cover, is a wee bit different. Again, they are from two different artists, but anatomically, this dragon, I mean, look at where the horn is, and it's not got any on the top of its head. It's just a wee bit different to this one. But that is a lush line drawing. I mean, look at that detail. Look at the smoke emanating through its nostrils. Look at the light. Look at the drama. Look at cavernous atmosphere. I think this is wonderful. Such detail. Yeah. This is beautiful. That's a nice dragon. So I'm going to say, okay. Oh. Behind that, pearls from its nostrils, its scaly red skin glistens with an oily covering. And wow, just looking at the way that the rocks are shaded, the lines feels really dramatic. Different textures. Anyway, so this was 106 and 152 or 126. I'm making, since no one's trying to sabotage me, I'm going to go for 126. Does the name Farigo di Maggio mean anything to you? If not, you must fight the dragon. Turn to 152. If it does, turn to 26. Yes, it does. I just told you. We have the spell. 26. You remember Di Maggio's small leather-bound book and silently mouth the spell contained within its pages. He shouts loudly at the dragon, and it stops in its tracks. It cocks its head to one side and eyes you suspiciously. You fling a stone at its head, and the rock bounces off its nose. The beast lets out an angry cry and breathes deeply, a roaring sound being created from within its throat. The dragon exhales, and from between its teeth, you can see another fireball building up. You prepare yourself, and as the ball of flame comes from its mouth, you cry, Ekil Erif, Ekam Erif, Erif Erif de Maggio. The fireball continues no further. With an agonized scream, the dragon tries to shake the flames from its snout, but there the burning continues. Squealing in agony, the dragon turns its back and leaps into the darkness, flailing its head from side to side. Turn to 371. Wow. We are truly monsters. And, I mean, to just attack the dragon, to provoke it into fighting, what kind of monsters are we? I mean, I think it was Scott. Sorry, Scott, I forgot your name. But it was Scott who was saying that, like, the problem with this book is that we aren't good people. We're just going and being nasty and horrible, and it's so true. It's terrible, terrible. Anyway, so 371, we have just destroyed a dragon, and that's... Say for the moment, you investigate the cavern and find a passageway which continues to the east. Turn to 274. You may rest and eat provisions before you continue, and add 3 luck points for defeating the dragon. These adding luck points, I'm still confused. Oh, wait a minute. What are we on? We're on... Okay, so that brings us to 28 max, and we're on 18 luck. Yeah, we are the most lucky people ever. We can test our luck 6 times, and we are guaranteed to... turn to 274. 274. 274. You leave the cavern along a long, narrow corridor. After several hundred meters, it ends at a large wooden door, which is slightly ajar. Carefully, you ease it open a little further and poke your head around the side to see what is in the room. You see a small old man sitting at a table on his own, playing with a pack of cards. He looks quite a harmless old soul, grey-haired and bearded. He is seated. What will you do? Burst through the door, sword drawn to surprise the old man? Turn to 324. Knock on the door and enter, greeting the old man courteously. Turn to 356. Or get down on all fours and try to creep into the room unnoticed. Turn to 96. So, that is quite a thing. I am also thinking that at some point, we're not going to be playing this again for 3 weeks, but so I don't know whether this is the best point to finish up or whether we should just do something with this one old man just to see what happens, just one wee bit more. But what do you think? Do we burst through? I mean, maybe this old man is Zagor. Maybe this is the Warlock. I don't know. Maybe this is a servant of Warlock. Maybe this is a magician, nothing to do with Zagor. And we're just going to, get to hear, like, maybe this is magician and will smite us if we're not polite. I don't know. What do you think? Should we attack? Should we knock or should we creep? Creep is my do. Oh no, that's a scrub. Me. I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? Okay, so old man. Do we 324 creep 356? Do we knock or 98, which is creep? Knock, says J. Foolsguard. Okay. Always polite. 356. Like you're thinking. The old man looks at you, accepts your greetings, and bids you sit down. You sit at the table and notice that he is glaring at you. Becoming hypnotic. Realize this and break eye contact. Oh, I think I might have gone. Was there a wee glitch there streaming? I think that might have been on my end. His piercing stare is becoming hypnotic, but you realize this and break eye contact. He opens his mouth to speak, and to your amazement, instead of an old man's voice, the whole room resonates to a powerful voice which seems to be coming from the walls themselves. You throw a glance back at the man and can see him changing before your very eyes. He is of imposing height. His tattered old rags have become robes of velvet and gold. His black eyes are fixed directly on yours. He has been expecting you. The battle will call upon all your reserves of strength and cunning. Your adversary has disappeared and now stands at the far end of the room in front of a door with 2 locks. How will you approach him? Grip your sword firmly and advance towards him. Turn to 142. Look through your pack for a weapon to use. Turn to 105. Look round the room for another means of attack or defense. Turn to 389. And there is an illustration for this, again by Ross Nicholson. The caption is, "The Warlock is ready for battle." It's interesting because the caption tells us explicitly that this is the Warlock, whereas we are not We did not know that this is a Warlock based purely on the text. Just to remind people what we've got, we have a potion of invisibility. We have a glove. We've got some sweet smelling cheese. We've got some Y-shaped bits of wood. What else have we got? I mean, we've got jewel and gold and keys. But yeah, that is very nice. Again, more intricate work from Russ Nicholson. Great work. Nice. So, do we maybe look through the pack? Or do we just sort of, what do you think? I mean, looking around the room, taking our eyes off the Warlock could be dangerous. I mean, the sword is tried and true, but hey, we don't know what we're dealing with here. I mean, but then there's no the potion of invisibility. Maybe having that potion of invisibility. Look in the pack, says Alex. Okay. I think this might actually be the climax in 142. I think we might actually be about to finish the book. 389. 105. Okay, 105. We're going to. You rummage through your haversack. What is in there? Yes, we have that. Turn to 39. The Eye of the Cyclops. Yes, we have that. Turn to 32. A piece of cheese. Yes, we have that. Turn to 368. Bow with silver arrow. We do not have that. We cannot use it. Turn to 194. A Y-shaped stick. Yes, we have that. Turn to 215. So it might, I think that a few of these things are likely to be, and what's the word I'm looking for? Red herrings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boop, 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 boop. And I am quite keen on the potion of invisibility. I'm just going to go straight for it. I'm just going to go for the potion of invisibility. And 39, let's go for it. Sweet smelling red herrings. Your opponent is surprised as you disappear in front of him. He's over his eyes and he scans the room with an intense glare. He can sense your presence, but cannot make out exactly where you are. You draw your sword and advance. He tilts his head and sniffs the air. You will have to fight him from a distance, as if he gets his hands on you, your invisibility will be no advantage. But whilst you remain invisible, you have the following advantages. You may add 2 to your dice roll when determining your attack strength. Each successful attack will cause him 3 points of damage, as since he cannot see you, he cannot defend himself properly. And each time he inflicts a wound on you, throw 1 die. If the number is odd, he wounds you as normal. If the number is 2 or 4, he only inflicts a 1 point wound. If you roll a 6, you can parry the blow and he does no damage. And let me check how our shield worked. Shield D6, 6 equals minus. Okay, so resolve the battle. Warlock, skill 11, stamina 18. So I think this is it. Skill 11, but we are adding 2 to our own die roll. When it says if he gets his hands on you, does that mean that if he hits us, then the invisibility goes away? That's really unclear. But yeah, so I'm going to roll 2 for him. Oh, 11 plus 11 is 22. That's not a good start. 9 plus 2 plus 11. Let's just say 9 plus 13 is 22. No one does any damage. Okay, so it's 11 versus 13. So we have a 2 advantage. 5. Okay. 16. Yep, we hit. And we deal 3 damage. That is down to 15. I think we're actually going to make quite short work of the Warlock. 11. Plus 11 is 22. Come on. Oh, no. 4. Does this mean that we lose our advantage? So the Warlock hits us. Are we going to use our luck? let me remember how we use our luck. We can use our luck many times before we even can't use our luck. Can we use our... These potions may be taken at any time, at literally any time. So, yeah, we could take the potion in the middle of the battle, I guess. If we've just... Yep, we could take only one wound if we use our luck. So we are down to 13 stamina and 17 luck. Okay. So we're a bit weaker. Now, we're on a level playing field. It's 6-7 for us. We deal another bit of damage. Warlock is down to 12. So Warlock's down to 12. Are we going to use more luck to just do extra damage? Let me know what you think. I mean, I think we should do it at least once because we're currently odd. Yeah. Oh no, we're on evens. So using luck in battles, if you've just wounded, either you subtract an extra 2, so you double damage, or you do 1 less. So yes, do it. So we're down to 16 luck, and the Warlock is down to 8. Man, this Warlock, 11 plus 11 is 22, and 12 plus 11, we've hit it. And I'm just going to keep using our luck. Down to 15, and that is down to 4. And finally, 9 plus 11 is 20, and hits us. Let's use our luck again, down to 14, and our stamina is down to 12. And come on, hit it one more time. 7 plus 11, or 8 plus 11, we hit it, and we use our luck. We are down to 13 luck, and we have defeated the Warlock. We have defeated the Warlock, I believe. So, we go to 396, which I think might be the end of the adventure. Yeah, get the wizard. 396, let's see what happens at 396. Oh. With the Warlock now defeated, you know your quest is almost over. You approach the door with 2 locks. There are no keys around. You retrieve 2 keys from your pack and try them in the locks. They turn. You open the door and peer around. Turn to 242. If you have no keys, you may try to break down the door, and you will do at the cost of almost all your stamina. Reduce your stamina by 5 and enter the room. Turn to 242. So, we do have more than 2 keys. We've got 99 and 111. And fingers crossed, this is correct. I've got a sinking feeling about this. 242. The door opens to reveal a small, dimly lit room. The walls are hung with ornate curtains, laced in silver and gold. A single flame burns in one corner, throwing light on a low table in the middle of the floor. On this table is a large chest. You step up to investigate the chest. And from all around, yet from nowhere, a mysterious sound fills the room. It sounds like the rumbling of thunderclouds preparing to make storm. You approach the chest and can see that it is held shut by 3 locks. As you approach, the noise gets louder. Will you hack at the box with your sword to try and split it open? 379. Or search for your bags and see if you can find keys to fit? 139. I mean, this is the sad, sad moment. We only have 2 keys. True story. We only have 2 keys. So, shall we just go in and try 2 keys and 3 locks, see if one key fits 2 of them miraculously, or do we hack at the box? Oh my gosh. Wow. This feels like the end, and this is... I remember, I think I remember what's going to happen. But let me know what you think. Should we hack at the box? It might be the only way. Or do we try 2 keys? What do we do? Okay. Keys, says Alex. Okay. I was just about to turn to the hacking. 139. During your adventure, you will have come across various keys and should have collected some of these. You may now use 3 of these keys to try and open the locks on the chest. Each key is identified with a number. To determine whether you have the right keys, add their 3 numbers together. Now turn to the section which has the same number as this total, where you will discover whether you have used the correct keys. If you do not have 3 numbered keys, this is the end of your journey. You sit on the chest and weep as you realize that you will have to explore the mountain once more in order to find the keys. That's it. That's the end. Wow. Man, I mean, we had... If we cheat a little bit, we do have 3 keys, which are 99, 111, and 66, which makes 276. That came from an alternative future. 276 says turn to 182, and 182, I've got a bad feeling about this. 2 of the keys fit the lock perfectly, the other doesn't. You leap to one side as a jet of clear liquid spurts from the chest. It just misses. But you lose points as it emits an acidic vapor which makes you cough and choke. Return to the chest and try another combination of 3 keys. Add the key totals and turn to that section. If you have no more keys to try, you sit down exhausted and in despair after having got so near to your goal. Remember to look for keys next time you enter the dungeon. Alex says that this part is a little misleading. In what way is it misleading? As it says, 2 of them fit the locks perfectly. I mean, I'm assuming that if we had more keys, we would have been able to say, okay, well, we'll only swap one of them. I guess there must have been some... Yeah, there was definitely an adventure that we could have gone after the river. We could have gone the other way. Hello, J22, man. We've just reached the end of our adventure, and we are not able to open the chest. I am going to rewind and cheat a little bit and go to 139. No, 379. Just to hack the chest with the sword. And... okay, if we had tried to hack the chest with the sword, this is what would have happened. As you prepare to strike the box, the rumbling sound gets louder. You lift your sword high and prepare to strike. As your blade comes down on the box, a loud crack deafens you, and from one corner of the room, a small bolt of lightning darts through the air to the sword hilt, sending you reeling across the room. Test your luck. If you're lucky, your sword has shattered and lies on the floor, but you manage to release your grip just before the lightning struck. If you're unlucky, your charred remains have formed a small black outline on the floor. Next time, Do not strike the chest. If you are lucky, you may try to use keys from your rucksack. Turn to 139. And so, yeah. Wow. So that is the adventure. So we have gotten to the end. We defeated the warlock. The warlock was not that difficult, and it was actually quite slightly underwhelming. I might cheekily look through some of those alternate bits, but yeah. I have 4 pages of sorts of notes. So let me know what you would be interested in. The next couple of Wednesdays, we're not going to be doing this anyway. And so, in a way, it's really nice that we managed to finish it off. Finish it, I say, in some unsatisfying way. So, next when, I mean, you know, that time here every 10 a.m. UK time tomorrow discussing Twilight Imperium with Calvin Wong Saloon, and I'll go over that few bits. But next week on the 3rd, I'm meeting Harley, so just chatting to the writer of another book, Alba by Inside the Box. On 10th, it's going to be in the middle of the game jam, so I'm just going to be playing game jam stuff, and if people have stuff that can be played online, I will play that and try it out, and if not, then I'll be developing my own stuff. And so we'll be back on the 17th with the Warlock of Firetop Mountain, unless, you know, there's someone who I really want to chat to, which I might do. But when we come back, let me know. Oh, Paul Stapleton is on 24th. But what do you think we should do? Should we in a few weeks try to go through again and try to actually win? Or should we just call it done and move on to number 2? Let me know what you think. Part of me feels like I would like to go back and try number 1 and explore all the things, although it might not be the most exciting thing to watch, because a lot of the way I will just be saying, this is the way we need to go, and this is where we get extra skill, this is where we need to go to get this key, this is where we get this jewel, just to, and leaning number, did we meet the Minotaur? Yes, we did. We met the Minotaur, we got the jewel, that gave us extra stuff. That was in part 3, attempt 2, if you want to go and listen to it. If that, but yeah, maybe I will ask in my Discord. So if you're part of the Discord, I'll put up some sort of poll to say, hey, what should we do? And yeah, let me know what you think. But yeah, wow, that's a thing. I wasn't expecting to actually finish it. No, I don't think so. Where's the Minotaur? 388. I made a note that there's a key at 388. 388. 9. I'll have to double check. But I've only made notes of a jewel. All we got from the Minotaur was a jewel worth 50. Had the key with 99 early on. Had the key with, where's that beside 193? Alex suggests that we have all the keys we need. Have I missed something? 193 to do 193. Do 338. was 338. I feel like, and 75. If we win, turn to 75. This is with the Minotaur. Yeah, the Minotaur was the number 111. So number 111 was from the Minotaur. But we had one from the Minotaur, one from the Snake, and key number 66. So we had 66, 111, and 99. So I don't remember where we got 66 from. I think that was like an alternate to future. But no, we need 3 keys, not just 2. So yeah, I don't quite understand. I think I must be missing something. So yeah, this is a bit unsatisfying, and I feel like I want to. It's making. You know what? I feel like whether I do it again or not. Hold on, let me move the laptop down. So I remember playing this as a child quite a bit. Maybe I didn't want to write anything because I can see that nothing is written on the character sheet. So I definitely played through it. I remember going through and making some notes on a bit of paper. I vaguely remember getting into the maze and never getting it out of it back in the day. I also remember maybe peering ahead, and I think I did actually peer ahead and find a bit with the Warlock and found out how it was the 3 keys, and there you wouldn't get all of them. I mean, the whole notion of, okay, you go there and... But even if we'd opened the chest and just... yeah, there's... I just skimmed through the final page for spoilers. Yeah, I'm just... I don't understand. Why do you think we have... And hello, Chris. I've just been reading through this, and I feel like it's unsatisfying. Alex, tell me what you think. I will do a proper review of this at some point, either in the weekend or what I was going when I've actually finally managed to beat the game. I was worried for a moment. I thought everyone could see. Thank gosh that's not the case. Preventative measures. Glad you're enjoying the show, Aqua. Not sure. I guess there's some whispering going on there. But yeah, I honestly, okay, I'm still quite stunned because, okay, so let me actually do the recap. I'm just going straight into the recap because I'm just stunned. It's so unsatisfying, and I feel like you know what? I'm going to say that for now. I think this is a good game as long as you're willing to write down a map and do that part of the thing. I am going to go so far as to say that right now I would like to play it a second time. And if a book is making me feel that way, if a game book's making me want to go through it even after I had the death and then got to the end and didn't quite manage it, it's like saying, hey, go to the back, start. You can explore all these different things. You can make notes, and it's not really about exploring the narrative. It's not really about having interesting encounters, which is kind of sad. I mean, I'm going to have a cheeky wee gander to see what would have happened if we had sat down to play with cards. Of course I'm going to. I'm really curious. But it's not about that. The book is based... this is basically about keeping track of information. I don't know how to put it. It's like teaching people how to keep track of information, or do some sort of filing system and keep it, and yeah, make it so that you eventually skim through some chapters. And if I were to skim through some chapters, then I'd end up reading them. Like, everyone who has heard it the first time, it's going to be a bit dull, but Alex, I'm interested to hear what you think. But yeah, recap, wrap up. So, chapter 1, part 1. Part 1. What happened? Give me a moment to find. We are Lady Bezebell the First, the boastful Baroness from Brombury. We lost our shields, then we opted for luck potions, and that served us well. There was some weird sexism with all the ladies crying, but say ho. Part 2, we finally entered the dungeon and started realizing how bloodthirsty and horrible we are. Just smashing the doors, smashing the boxes, slaughtering people. Yeah, it's not good. Part 3, it was interesting. Like, we crossed the river, and by swimming right into the crocodile, which we didn't do the second time, we actually gained a bit of skill. So it seems like swimming into the crocodile is the way to go. I mean, this is like old school RPG style where you gain skill points and you gain that kind of thing. So it's not like, in reality, if you're going out wrestling a crocodile, I'm just saying it, you are more likely to come out of the other side just damaged rather than being skillful. And it's not as if you can hack and slash at some piranhas better just because you've knocked down a crocodile. It's not as if hitting a crocodile is going to improve your chances against a zombie or a troll. It just seems really... Anyway, typical RPG kind of hack and slash weird physics that's not really correct. Anyway, we died to a vampire because he looked at it and said it wanted us to die. So, part 3, attempt 2, we traveled east. We discovered a jewel from the Minotaur. We found that key, 111, which allowed us to, and the jewel allowed us to hurt the Warlock for a mystical painting. Although I'm slightly sad that never fed back. It never asked, did you have this jewel? Did this do anything? And also, the whole Warlock, it was kind of really unsatisfying. Anyway, we entered the maze. And then part 4, which is what we just had, we went through the maze, and it took the better parts of an hour, even though I was writing everything down. And yeah, my God, that was so frustrating. But at the end of it, we found the dragon, we killed the dragon using our spell, and then we fought the Warlock, and the Warlock wasn't even that hard. The Warlock had, 11... It was good, but yeah, it wasn't that hard. Anyway... And then the inevitable kind of lackluster ending, I'm going to say, as we weep and realize that we can't take the box. But anyway, it was all a weird one. Can I quickly ask? Oh no, we never had. Oh, Minotaur. No, sorry. When he said Minotaur, I thought you meant Cyclops. No, we didn't go to the Minotaur. We only went to the Cyclops. We went to the Cyclops, we didn't go to the Minotaur. That was me confusing Minotaur with Cyclops. And so, anyway. Oh, so, yeah. Apparently, I've got to stretch around. Yeah, so apparently next time, according to Alex, we need to go somewhere where there is a Minotaur. And... I think after the river, there was definitely a space where we could have gone to. But yeah, I'm going to have a wee look at it and possibly explore it. Let me know if people are interested to hear that. I might do that on stream in 3 or 5 weeks. But yeah, that is that. Anyway, there's going to be a bit of a break from this particular thing. If you want to check me out, samstuffbabez.com, stuffbabez.bigcard.com, twitter.com/stuffbabez, instagram.com/stuffbabez, twitch.tv/stuffbybez. I'm streaming every day at 10 a.m. UK time, and also extra bits on Tuesdays, and there'll be extra bits during the game jam. YouTube.com/stuffbybez, stuffbybez.com/discord. Do definitely check out the Discord, and I have put up the rules to the I've put up some explanation of what's going to happen. Please look through that and let me know if it makes sense or not. I want to say thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for being around and for listening in. And also, thank you, Steve Jackson, Ian Livingston, the people at Puffin who reached out to Ian Livingston back in the day, Ross Nicholson. And yeah, I would thank, yeah, I'm not going to, the cover was all right. Who was that by? Cover by, oh yeah, it's only on the back. Cover by Peter Andrew Jones. Anyway, thank you to all the people involved, and it doesn't say like who edited it or anyone else, but I'm sure there's lots of people who are not mentioned in this book. It mentions, it literally only mentions 3 names, but I'm sure there's all sorts of, layout people and all sorts of people that's, but over to you. What are you up to? You can share anything you want to. So let me know what you're up to. And if there's some sort of game or something, I am going to be chatting to Chris, I guess. We've got a couple of different possible achievement sheets for Category Kill. I might try and do some more drawing today. Yeah, not got a lot planned. I know someone in this house is going to the hospital today, so we'll see how that goes. They're already there, and we'll see how it's gone when they're back. The operation is on Friday, but yeah. Anyway, drawing for the win. There we go. So, anything else we want to share? No, my chest is feeling good. I'm feeling relatively healthy now. That's a good sign. It's a bit cold and miserable out here. I might have a walk later on just to get myself out again. Thank you very much. And if there's anything that you would like to share, then please let me know. And do the tapping and the, typing. So yeah, I am looking forward to, tomorrow I'm going to be chatting with Calvin Wong Saloon, who's not been here in a while. We're going to be chatting about Twilight Imperium. I'm going to be basically looking at this game that is fairly well known. I've never played it. It's a really long game. Some people say it takes literally half a day, 12 hours. But why does Calvin enjoy it so much? Why is it such a phenomenon? Why is it in its 4th edition? Why does it have these short stories? And there might be bits that we can't yet talk about because things might not have been announced, but that is that. And then Friday is the Friendly Friday Forum. People can jump in if they want. Saturday's Mentoring Dutch Yoda. Sunday I was going to be, I'll still stick to what I said. I'll be reviewing this stream. And then Sunday, I'm just going to be chatting about the stream. Like, let me know what you like, what you don't like. And of course, you can always feel free to give me inputs. I'm always willing to hear inputs if it's got some thoughtfulness behind it. Like, if you've watched one of these shows, and then I'm interested to hear what you've got to say. If I've seen you like a couple of times, even if it's your first time, as long as it's respectful, I'm open to all respectful constructive criticism. 1st of February, getting to know Tiz Creel, and then back with some music on Tuesday, and Wednesday talking to Harley. So we're keeping the gamebook motif. Feel free to share, spread the word. I am going to read. I think that there is actually UK Games Expo is doing an important announcement. Wait, why aren't they online yet? I think that UK Games Expo is going to be doing a big thing about because you know how they want to try and make it 1st of August, which might not happen. But there's basically an Ask Me Anything with Richard and Tony on there. Yeah. So yeah, let me double check. Oh, I've just gotten into. I'm just. Okay, thanks for doing that stuff, Chris. I might actually pop into mod view too, because I just noticed what's been going on back there. But yeah, yeah, these are. I'm just looking behind the scenes. Yeah, good stuff. Are I mean, to be fair, one of them is a name, and okay, okay, I'll look at that later. Sorry about that. Just distracted, but yeah, I'm going to read Idle Michael. Idle Michael is a lovely board game designer. That's where we normally go, and so for people who are interested in board game chat, check out there. But UK Games Expo is well worth checking out. But for now, there is only one thing left to do, and that one thing left to do is to firstly remind people that if you want to read, then feel free to copy paste some or all of this message. Idle knows who we are, so probably read Idle Mikael and bye 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 bye. This is the goodbye song. Bye 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye 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 bye. This is the goodbye song. Bye 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye bye everyone. Bye bye. 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 Bye bye.